Edo Appeal Court dismisses certificate forgery case against Obaseki. Hello, my wonderful people. I believe by now some people are already celebrating. This happened yesterday. We all know of the certificate forgery case that has been on for a while against Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State, a governor serving out his second tenure at the moment. You know, other political parties that ran with him, particularly the APC, has picked on a certificate issue which they said he provided a fraudulent certificate which was part of the document accompanying his form for the re-election to become the governor again of Edo State. There's been a lot of legal issues going back and forth. The last was before this one was when an Abuja High Court said certificate forgery case is a very serious offense, and so if you were saying somebody has forged the certificate, you should be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that indeed the person has forged the certificate. How can you say but somebody has forged the certificate? You have not been to University of Ibadan and so on. Anyway, he's been dragged also to Edo, and this is what is happening. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. Thank you so much. Edo Appeal Court dismisses certificate forgery case against Governor Godwin Obaseki. The Court of Appeal in Abuja on Thursday dismissed the certificate forgery case the All Progressive Congress APC and one of its members, Williams Edobo, brought against Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State. In an unanimous decision, a three-man panel of justice of the court led by Justice Stephen Ade heard that the appeal of APC and Edobo filed to set aside the January 9th verdict of the Federal High Court in Abuja, which authenticated Obaseki's University of Ibadan's degree lacked merit. The applicant court heard that it found no reason to dialogue the judgment of the trial court in the matter. It had that the applicants failed to prove the case against Governor Godwin Obaseki. It will be recalled that the High Court had in the judgment that was delivered by Justice Hamed Mohammed had that APC Edobo failed to, by way of credible evidence, discharge the bundle of proof placed on them by the law. Justice Mohammed said there was no iota of evidence before the court to establish that Obaseki forged either his O-level certificate or degree certificate that was awarded to him in 1979 by the University of Ibadan. He heard that allegations of forgery, the plaintiff levied against Obaseki borders around crime and therefore requires to be proven beyond reasonable doubt. It is quite known that the allegation has to be proven. We cannot just sit back and say someone has forged a certificate without credible evidences. The case of certificate forgery must be taken with utmost importance care. None of the witnesses called to the plaintiff was able to prove that the certificate in question indeed was forged. In fact, the witnesses admitted that none of them visited the University of Ibadan to confirm the authenticity of the certificate. The plaintiffs only rely on photocopy that were attached to the form EC9 and first defendant submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission. The court noted it had that applicants' dispute about the certificate Obaseki submitted to INEC were satisfactory and self-explanatory. Justice Mohammed further noted that all the witnesses were in agreement that when the original document is photocopied with an A4 size paper, some information could be cut off. That was a unanimous agreement. He said the evidence of witnesses, Obaseki's product, being a product of the University of Ibadan, was not a doubt when even the very registrar of University of Ibadan came producing evidences that he was once their student. He said the evidence of witnesses must prove and must be able to bring tenable evidences. Mr. Adeyemo Samuel Ajayi successfully put to rest the issue of whether he attended the university when he came to ascertain that the certificate or that a certificate was given to Governor Gordon Obaseki from the University of Ibadan. The court held that for the plaintiff to insist that Obaseki's certificate was forged, even after the school confirmed the genuinity of the document, was indeed alarming. That someone had no further evidence in the presence of a court should think about consequences before putting things like this before a court. Consequently, it dismissed the suit, though it declines to award any costs against the plaintiff. APC had in the suit, in jointly filed with one of its members in Edo, Mr. Idobo, alleged that Obaseki forged the University of Ibadan degree certificate he submitted to INEC to aid his qualification for the governorship election held in Edo State September 19, 2020. In the suit mark FHC/B/CS/74/2020, the plaintiff equally argued that they were evidences to prove, but the court has asked, where are the evidences? They claim he passed his WAEC certificate with subjects that were not tenable for him to have gotten admission into the university. The amount that other things paid the court to declare Obaseki non-winner of the election and INEC should withdraw his certificate. But the degree that was given to Obaseki, a Bachelor of Arts degree, classic study, is false, and they said according to section 31 subsection 5 and 6 of the Electoral Act 2010, this is tenable and is punishable by jail term. But the University of Ibadan has been able to prove to all that indeed Obaseki is their student who graduated in 1979 and was awarded the very certificate. The plaintiff has failed to prove beyond reasonable doubt to this court that indeed Governor Gordon Obaseki has forged his certificate. The case is hereby discharged from the court. So my people, now wetin happen with this? They say Obaseki forged certificates. Anyway, long and short of am be say the court say, well, na so we see am. If you say Obaseki forged certificate, let us see your reason. You know, in the court, you can't just go to the court and say, he lied against me, she lied against me, he lied against me. No, you come to the court producing evidences beyond reasonable doubt. If you can't, even if your case apparently seemed to be true, will be discharged, will be, thrown out of the courts. So guys, now wetin happen with this? Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if this is your first time. We truly sincerely appreciate you. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. From us is bye for now.